Pol Victoria is running for Congress of the Free Republic of Liberland. And this is my speech for kindly suggesting the liberlanders citizens vote for my name. Liberland is destined to be the best nation in the whole world. You are part of it, I am part of it, we are part of it. And it depends on us that we accomplish its great destiny. Good evening to all of you. Thank you for listening. My name is Pol Victoria, as most of you know me. But although my name is known, many of you do not know where I come from. I come originally from other ideologies like Marxist, fascist, and others. I finally converted to libertarianism in 2016 after some years of intellectual struggle, thanks to my main teacher, Huerta de Soto, and to other prominent scholars of the Austrian School of Economics. And eventually I wrote the famous book, The Austro-Libertarian Manifesto, which later Javier Milei made very famous in the Davos Forum. Since the beginning of my libertarian conversion, I registered in Liberland only 1 year after the foundation of the new country, so I have been following Liberland from almost the very beginning of its existence. During those years, I always defended Liberland and promoted Liberland. Nevertheless, I was more implicated with another project about founding a new nation inside Spain, in that town in Spain. I had thousands of followers, but inside the project we were 350 people and families trying to build a new free society inside Spain that would eventually have to be a little independent nation. It was very difficult because making that whole town independent from the Spanish state would maybe lead us to enter in war with Spain, and we didn't want war because we were conscious Pacific people trying just to build a new society for true human happiness and conscious development. Our project finally failed at the end of 2022, and we had no real micronation as we had dreamed of. So then in 2023, I started to look again more intensely at Liberland. Again. And I decided to put my energy into Liberland more and more. It was in 2024 that I fully engaged with Liberland and started to work hard for Liberland's success. All year 2024 and all year 2025, I have dedicated myself to Liberland with mind and heart, with body and soul. My main achievements have been made from the position of ambassador at large of the Free Republic of Liberland. Only in the last 12 months I have achieved good relations with President of Argentina Javier Milei, good relations with Republic of Suriname through the politician Maya Parpjoy, good relations with the new government of Chile with the Kaiser Group inside the caste mandate, good relations with the British Parliament and some MPs, members of Parliament, good relations with some of the World Economic Forum ultra-rich and ultra-powerful members, good relations with important politicians and businessmen of Spain, good relations with relevant people of Andorra, excellent physical in-person events in a few cities. And I built the Hispanic district of Liberland. And we have gone from zero to a big community of 1,600 members, Spanish-speaking new Liberlanders. All this can make you have certainty that here you have a very dedicated Liberlander committed to our Liberland success. Please excuse my language, but everybody that knows me knows for sure that Pol Victoria puts his heart and his balls on the complete victory of Liberland. Now you know me. Now, what are my proposals if I arrive to be a congressman? Well, if I have been fully dedicated for 2 years in Liberland's diplomacy, with great success and commitment, Liberlanders can be sure that I will keep putting all my commitment inside the Congress too. I have proved my responsibility and my love for Liberland in the past, and you can be sure I will keep the same track in Congress. It is important that we build our country correctly in every sense, in every way, and diplomacy is important, but legislative power is also important. I want to get more involved with Liberland, putting my work in both areas, in diplomacy and in parliament/Congress/legislative power. I want to develop the ethos of Liberland, this Greek word, ethos, its essence, its character, its spirit. For that, I plan to propose in-person metaphysical retreats in many countries and all continents, but mainly inside Liberland or Ark Village, so that committed Liberlanders can come in person and live for a few days inside these retreats in a personal development and interior growth experience. Look, this is very important because we want Liberland to be a great country, and any country has the level of its citizens. So we need that its citizens and residents will be the best individuals they can and be their best versions of themselves. Then we will have a great country because we will have the greatest possible citizens and residents. Let's finish building the ethos of Liberland. I want to place a test for new citizens in Liberland. Sometimes people come loving freedom, apparently, but with low knowledge about freedom. We need high-level individuals here in every sense, also in the intellectual sense. So we need to put a test for new Liberlanders for raising the level of people that naturalize among us and inside our bright country. I will try to get Croatia also Liberland. How? I plan to make it through José Ramón García Hernández, actual ambassador of Spain in Croatia. Hopefully he will introduce me to Croatian politicians of high level, and we will try to get friendship with the government of Croatia. If we manage to achieve this, everything will be easier and faster in our construction of Liberland. I will try to achieve the recognition of Argentina to our country. I have already met Javier Milei 5 times in person since he became president of Argentina. And every time I have met him, I have made Milei enthusiastic about Liberland in our conversations. Let's continue with this work until finally the libertarian Argentina can make a deal with the libertarian Liberland. I will continue my relationship with the Republic of Chile. Recently I met Johannes Kaiser's group, very beautiful people, and we spoke for hours about Liberland. I don't know if you know the Johannes Kaiser group, politicians. And we spoke for hours about Liberland. They got in love with our country. Now these politicians are inside the government of President Cast. So we can try to make approaches between Chile and Liberland towards a future recognition. Andorra, a wonderful country. Semi-libertarian micronation. I have been 3 times now with very productive meetings with relevant people. Now we are reaching the tops of the country, and surely it will be easier or less difficult to achieve a relationship with a semi-libertarian micronation as Andorra than with bigger socialist countries. So let's keep working towards an Andorra-Liberland relationship. Events, in-person events of high quality, very important. Look, meetups are many times lousy, shabby, low-level encounters. We need to attract high-profile people. Yes, because all types of freedom lovers are welcome in our country, yes. But what will truly make a difference for our future existence is the support of the elites, of the high-profile people. That is the truth. We need to find sponsors that will finance high-level events for high-level people in each country. That they will see that we are a high country and not a low one. It is important that they see power and energy and that they receive a great impression of our country. Low-level meetups don't serve for this. For other things they serve, but not for this. I know about this subject. I have been organizing events since I was 18 years old. for decades now, and I know the power of high-level events. That personal networking in a nice place with the luxurious surroundings and the charm of liberlanders networking. Liberlanders networking with the influential people of each country surely makes a difference, because this Liberlanders networking, it's important with the influential people of each country surely makes a difference. Very different from meetups. But those high-profile people will not attend to lousy, cheap meetups. So we need to raise the level. We need to raise the standards. We need to show a powerful image of Liberland. As a congressman, I will promote the big events, high-level events in each country. Those events that attract important people and that make our nation thrive with the type of people we need arriving to our project. And merits for my collaborators. This is fundamental. So they keep contributing and making an individual and collective effort. I have heard that there are many Liberland merits minted but not distributed. It makes no sense. No sense. When there are so many collaborators of Pol Victoria that have received 0 merits for their contributions to Liberland. Makes no sense. We need to stimulate people. We need to reward collaborators for their efforts. If I am in Congress, this will surely happen. Token merits will arrive to the correct people, to those who earn it, to those who contribute, instead of tokens sitting down, being wasted and serving for nothing. I want to reward all the people who are loving Liberland and putting their time and energy towards our nation. These are my main goals for the next months and years. I won't say more about my proposals for the sake of not having a too long video. Now, conclusion. Conclusion. This is important. With this, I finish my speech. Let's say the closing last words. You have already heard who I am, famous author of the Austro-Libertarian Manifesto, disciple of Huerta de Soto, best Austrian economist alive in the world, friend of President Javier Milei in Argentina, businessman in cryptoeconomics, international speaker, ambassador at large of the Free Republic of Liberland in these last 2 years. And all of you know that few people in Liberland have better results than myself in our advancement for our country. You have heard in my speech today what I have already done for Liberland. In Spain, in Suriname, in Chile, in Argentina, in Andorra, in Hispanoamerica, in Davos Forum, in Great Britain, only the last 12 months. In the whole Hispanic district of Liberland, bringing together 1,600 new Hispanic Liberlanders. Not theory, practice. Tangible results coming from my intense work for Liberland, mainly in diplomacy as ambassador at large. With your support, I will also continue my work from the Congress. From both places at the same time, ambassador and congressman. I think Liberland needs to have congressmen that truly believe in Liberland, that truly love Liberland, and that you can see and check and prove with their own actions, with their own contribution, with their own commitment and results. Unfortunately, you don't see that in all of them. Not everyone that is in Liberland loves Liberland as I do, and you know it. So, Pol Victoria, as you see me now, Pol Victoria believes in this nation. Pol Victoria will fight for the becoming of Liberland as the greatest country of the whole world. Pol Victoria will battle until dying in the line of duty. With my candidacy, with me entering the Congress, you can be completely assured. You can trust 100% that with Pol Victoria in Congress, you will have a person fully dedicated to defend Austrian economics, defend libertarian political theory, defend Liberland's true values of freedom and non-aggression principle, defend all what I wrote in my famous book, The Austrian Libertarian Manifesto, and, please excuse my language, you will have somebody like me that puts all his heart and all his balls to Liberland's success. Thanks for your support. ¡Viva la libertad, carajo!